pretty excited about this, the first Gel Challenge and all. We thought we'd give you an idea of what sort of inspired our idea. Many of you saw it on the website, but perhaps some of you haven't, so we'll give you an idea of what we came up with. And there were really three things that sort of influenced our thinking on this. It started with what are the sort of basic, fundamental benefits of listening, and it struck us that there were certainly two that sprung to mind, one of which is better communication, right? If we could be better listeners, we could probably communicate a lot better. And the other one was a deeper understanding, right? If we could learn to listen better, maybe we could develop a deeper understanding of things before we set out to try and improve them or change them. And so it started out there, and then there were two other ingredients that come from our personal experience. One was, certainly both of us have been involved in trying to solve for some sort of, really thorny issues, right? I'm on the business process side of things, and Jim is on the technology side of things. And that took on a very interesting dynamic, that conversation. But what I've found over the years is that when you look at a problem or when you look at a challenge, it really helps to get steeped in the current state, in the present. What is it? Where are we? And once you steep yourself in the present, it's often really helpful to then think about what has prevented or sort of slowed down our ability to evolve or refine things to date. And we thought, well, one of the things that certainly came to mind for me was listening. I think, anything I've tried to do that's really led to some meaningful, lasting change has involved a real keen ear and really trying to hear out the various sides and the various aspects that really were driving a set of circumstances. And there was one other thing, which is we both have children, young children. And a couple things struck us about that, which is isn't it amazing the simple clarity, with which children view things? And wouldn't it be great if some of the things we learned now in our, I won't say how old you are, but in our 40s, right, in terms of how important listening could be sort of fostered at an early age? Could we raise the sensibility in children and young people to really listen and develop a deep understanding and communicate clearly around the things that made them passionate? So what we did was we created this construct. It's called Voice. And what we decided was that maybe there was a way for children to affect their future through listening. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Jim so he can tell you a little bit about what we created.
So we looked at things like social media, networking, and technologies, and how they're really emerging, becoming the standard today. And utilizing these technologies, you look at things like Facebook and Twitter, and you have the ability to spread the word a lot easier, a lot better. You have the ability to share things, information. You have the ability to build communities around topics, which is very important. Vote, rally. But the one thing that's really out there is you have the ability to actually construct a conversation. And technology today really powers how to solve problems, but also identifying problems and teaching people to use technology to find these things is really important.
Great. So, what we're looking for here is a sort of an open communication platform where we can, marry up the voice of change with the voice of reason and the voice of experience. And we've got a long way to go in terms of figuring out precisely how, to tackle this, this solution. But we'd love to hear your thoughts, and if you have any interest in helping us take it forward, find us at the break. And in the meantime, we've already developed a website for you to give us some suggestions if you're so inspired, and that is www.gelvoice.com.